Hello everyone. Two quick housekeeping notes before I actually get into the video. One is, the more of you assholes who give me shit about my office, the less likely I am to straighten it up just because. Just because it brings me joy. Not the clutter of the office. I can live with or without that. I have birds behind me, by the way. The fact that you're reaching to that to invalidate my arguments, that's all I have to say about that. The second is, I'm curious. I went to the eye doctor for the first time in 4 years. Oh, you can see them now. Well, there's Yellen. There he is. And I have contacts now. I'm getting glasses, but because I'm getting older, I have to get the progressive lenses because my reading is more difficult than it used to be. So what do you think? With or without glasses? Just curious. But I made a previous video that is linked to, that this is a response to, about the difference between relationships in real life and on the internet. And from the comments and from various things that have been said, I realized that the intention of the video was not really understood by everyone who saw it, which is not unexpected. I was not disrespecting human relationships over the internet. I was pointing out that they are qualitatively different from relationships in real life, and in one very important way: the amount of information and the type of information you get. The most important being that even when you see people in YouTube and can hear their tone of voice, you are seeing them in a constructed way. They have a plan, they know what they're going to say, and they're not responding necessarily to what they're not responding to what your expression is at that moment, but they're not interacting with you. They're making a presentation, as I am now. Now, the flip side of that is, in real life relationships, you can assume you know far too much about the person from the information you have. On internet relationships, you can assume you know far more about the person than you actually do, quite simply because our mind is very good at filling in blanks. Whether it fills them in accurately or not to a very fine level is another question. But, I mean, quite specifically, Ruby Dynamite, who is now known as the Crypt Queen, I consider one of my best internet friends of all time. Some of my other friends, I know lots of people on the internet. I've been around since shortly after it opened up. I mean, opened up in the sense of from university networks. I mean, before you really had access to the internet, it's been a wonderful thing to watch happen. And even with bulletin boards, it was a wonderful thing to connect with people in a way that was remarkably different. So, I was not meaning to denigrate internet relationships, only to weave a cautionary tale of how you could pretend that they are something they are not. And to respect what they are, respect what knowledge you do not have, the same way you would not assume you could read the thoughts of your spouse, for example. You may be able to predict what they're going to do in any one of a number of common situations, but you still can't read their mind. Every relationship requires a respect for the limitations of your knowledge. I suppose that would be the larger point. Thank you for your time and attention.